So we'll start in another 2 minutes at
Yes,
2:30.
we can wait for 2 minutes, then we can start. Can we start now, Dr. Sveta?
So good afternoon, everyone. And I welcome you all for the second day FTP on ICT tools, applications of ICT tools for online education in higher educational institutions. And I hope yesterday's session was helpful to an extent, and maybe you must have learned something out of yesterday. Today, it's our second day of the FTP, wherein we will be discussing about MOOCs and Socrative assessment tool that is widely used. And for the training program, we have a professor called Dr. Poloju Kiran Kumar, who is a chartered engineer and a corporate member of IEE, who has done his PhD in civil engineering and MTech in civil engineering. And he's right now working with the Middle East College, Muscat, Oman. And he's our resource person for today's session. And he will be discussing about MOOCs, Moodle, and not MOOCs, but yeah, Moodle and Socrative. And he'll be giving some hands-on training to you all on that. So I welcome Mr. Kiran Kumar to the session. And Mr. Kiran, you can take over the session. And we have faculty from Azerbaijan, Baku, our international partners. And we have some other participants from different parts of the country. So they all are here for the second day of the FTP. Kiran, and here you go.
Thank you, Dr. Sveta, for your brief introduction and inviting me as a speaker. Indeed, it is my pleasure to share my knowledge to the esteemed institution. And thank you. Thanks for your introduction once again. Are you audible? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for your confirmation. So, myself, Kiran Kumar Poloju, faculty, Department of Civil Engineering from Middle East College. As a facilitator, we should know how to add files, lecture materials, or videos on Moodle, how to enroll and unenroll students on Moodle, how to create a quiz on a Moodle, how to configure certificate to that quiz on Moodle, and how to grade student assignments, and how to provide feedback on student reports using rubric. It requires a separate lecture to understand in detail. Anyhow, I'll show you a brief introduction of this rubric too. So, the easy way to understand is hands-on experience. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Let's move on to the practical session. Let's open Moodle. So this is my Moodle page. So I have created a empty page for you to explain you in detail. So this is since it's a fresh page, you cannot see any details here. Before going to practical session, let me tell you one more point. What are the basic steps to follow? The first step is when we open Moodle, we have to click on Turn Editing On and click on Add an Activity or Resource Required Activity. Provide survey, Turnitin. I hope you are aware about this Turnitin to find out the plagiarism or the similarity of the student reports. We generally ask our students to submit their reports or their coursework on the Turnitin to find out the similarity or the plagiarism. And also there are different resources like we can upload book, file, folder, a label, page, URL. Now we'll see step by step. Let me take an assignment. So now I have selected an assignment. So this assignment is used if we ask our students to submit a report. I would like to repeat once again. If we ask our students to submit a report for no marks, like a formative assignment, then we can give as a name formative assignment submission. So if you want to give some description, you can write some matter, and if you want to show this matter to the students, you have to click on this dialog box. And now, so when you want to allow these submissions from, and what is the due date? So you have to clearly mention the dates. After the due date, it will not accept. So these are the few points which no need to go in detail here. You can make it as default and save and return to the course. Now you can see a link with the name of formative assignment submission. So when students open their Moodle, the interface of their Moodle, it clearly shows this link. And when the student click on this link, they will get an option to upload their report and they can save in the link. So later we can download this report and we can assess their reports. So that is the option for the assignment. And let us move on to the attendance. Due to pandemic and uncertain situation of COVID-19, most of the institutions throughout the world has started online classes. So during this time, it is difficult to record the student attendance since it is not face-to-face. Still, we have an option on Moodle to record the student attendance. So we can give the name of the, let us say, any module name or simply with the name attendance and save and return to the course. Now, when you click this attendance, it will ask you what are the sessions. You cannot see any sessions here since you have not added any session. So the first step, you have to add the session. How many sessions you have? So click on the add sessions. Since this is a new fresh page, I cannot show you any names of the students. If we have some names of the students in this module, then you can see the total number of students in this group. So for that, I have to enroll my students here. There is an option on the right hand side, participants. So here, when you click on the participants, you can see how many participants are enrolled in this module page. You can see only my name. Since it is, as I told you, since it's a new page, just made to explain you. So there are no students, you can see here in this, no students are enrolled here. So how to enroll our students? So we have to use this option enroll users. And here we have to enter the student ID or student name. I'll show you as an example. Let me, so it's one of my colleague. So let us assume he's a student and we can enroll the user. Now you can see here. So the student or the participant has enrolled in this Moodle page. Similarly, if you want to enroll like more 10 students or 20 students who are studying that module, specific module, so you can still write their first name, or if you remember their student ID, you can just enter their ID. You can see their full name here and then click on enroll user. I'll show you one more example. I've added one more colleague marks. How many marks is required for students to get pass? Let us make 50. It will not accept now. I will show you why. Attempts 1. So here, this is default, it will not show, because if the attempts are 1, it will not show. But if I make attempts 2, then you can see here highest grade, average grade. It means if the student in on your page, and what are the marks allotted for each question is 20. So what is the maximum grade? So 20 into 5, it's 100. And if you want to shuffle the questions, you can. It will shuffle automatically. So now I have given all the questions. Now let me move on to the settings. So here, edit settings. Now, what all we have done before, we have to do the same now. So you can give whatever you want. You can play with this. Great. Now it will show you 50 and unlimited. Make it 1. So it will disable strict access. What you want, it will show to the students with the marks. So how many marks student got? 80 out of 100. It means 4 questions right out of 5 questions. So this is the final grade of the for the student for this quiz. Now we have conducted quiz. We have created the quiz and we have conducted to the students. So far it's clear.
Yes. Sorry, Dr. Karan, I have a question. First of all, in short answer, you say that order of the words is not correct because Moodle take it wrong.
Yes.
But logically it is true. How can solve this problem?
Yes. So in this case, as I told you before, to make interesting to the students, it is better to ask only the multiple choice and true or false and matching, where we can ignore these sentences, because even the answer, the logic concept is clear with the student, but when then they write, even if there's a difference in the letter in the word, it shows the wrong answer. So we cannot do anything. If you want to give the short answers, try to make it a single word answer.
Single, yes. Next question, like this. For example, you show to us 300 questions, and we go for 1 month, for 2 months, for 3 months. Can we separate this?
Yes. Yes. You can create n number of questions and
no. It means that for questions it's about first week. 200 it is for next week's lectures questions. Can I group these questions? Group 1, for example, week 1, week 2, weeks. This question.
If I'm not wrong, we have options. So how we want to give the certificate to the students? To the email, yes. Email teachers, yes. We don't want anyone to modify the certificate. So we have to set protection for modification and restrict access, activity completion. So everything is clear. Let me move on to the save and return to the course. So again, edit settings. As I told you in the steps, left side, you are having edit certificate. So click on the edit certificate. Before all these things, the first thing you have to prepare the certificate format for your students. For example, this is the certificate format what I want to give to my students. So this is the certificate format. So likewise, you have to prepare a certificate format for your students, and this width, height, dimensions you have to give. This width and these dimensions are based on your certificate. Let us make it like a 400 background image. So I have uploaded my final certificate. What I have shown you now that I have uploaded before. So if you do not upload it before, then you just click this and you can download from your computer and then you can upload. So after uploading your final certificate, click on save changes and make sure whether you have given all the values. So you can see here whether you have uploaded the certificate or not. And next, to whom you want to give the certificate. So you can select here to whom you want to give on the student name. So click on the student name and click on add element. So on what is the font size that should be there on student certificate. Let me make, it's all up to you. And see here, what is the color? If you select any color, we are not sure what is the color of the certificate, what is the color of the written part. So there is a number. So this is the code of the color and position where we need to get the value, student name, and where I want to, where is the reference point on the certificate is the center. So click on the save changes and there are two options here. Now save changes and preview. Let me see how this certificate will get to the students. So this is how, and now you can go to the Moodle page. So you have to restrict this because you want to give this certificate to the students who obtain only pass marks. So restrict access, activity completion, quiz with a pass grade, save and return to the quiz. Yes. So no need to get this. So this is how to create quiz to the students and to create certificate on the Moodle. And when students obtain 50% of marks or 60% of marks, then the students will immediately get the certificate to their email when they click on this certificate. So in the student point of view, on the interface of the Moodle of the student, when they complete the quiz and obtain 50% of marks, then when they click this certificate, it will show them view certificate. When they click on the view certificate, the certificate will generate automatically. So this is how students will get certificate for the quiz. So this is the wonderful option to motivate our students and encourage them to participate in the quiz. Not only quiz, we can conduct any type of activity and we can assign the certificate or configure the certificate to the activity. And this is about how to configure certificate to the quiz. And let's move on to the Socrative. I hope so far is clear. If you have any questions, we'll discuss at the end of this topic, Socrative. Due to the time restraint, I would like to complete, I have to complete within 15 minutes, and we can complete it. So here, in this Socrative, what is the Socrative means? What is the use of this Socrative? So why the Socrative is useful? So here, we can create online quiz using this Socrative, and also to find student reports, to assess the student knowledge. So these are the basic steps to follow. Let me open the Socrative. Open the Socrative. Click on Socrative Home. And here it will ask you login. And there are two options, as a student login and a teacher login. As a teacher, I have to create a quiz and I want to give to my students. I have to click on the teacher login. So once I click on the teacher login, if you are new, then you please create an account. This is the only basic details it will ask you. So once you create account, sign in. No need to create account for the student login. You have to create account only for the teacher login. So once you log in as a teacher, the interface of the Socrative page, here you can see. So first is launch. Launch quiz means if you have already prepared the quiz, if you have already prepared the quiz, just you launch the quiz. So these are some quizzes which I have. So here, let me select one quiz. World Facts. I'm not conducted on April 12th, 2019. And similarly, you can see in 2017, 2018, you can see the dates when we have conducted a quiz. And next, so what type of feedback you want to get and you want to give to the students? Instant feedback or teacher-based or navigation? I prefer to give the instant feedback. You can see if you want to shuffle questions, you can shuffle answers, you can show final score, start. So I will tell you how to create the quiz. Okay, before that, to see the you can see here, I think some of the student AP, very many thanks for joining. So AP is one of the student and KK is another student who joined for this quiz. Similarly, you can see if you have some around 50 students in the class, you can see all the 50 students names here. If you do not want to show the names, just disable. No one can see the names. But if you want to see and if you want to show the names, you can see here. I kindly request Mr. or Miss AP to complete the quiz, the 5 questions, so that I will show you how the marks will show here. Let me complete. I'll give the random answers. Iceland is one, false. So you will get, once you submit the answer, it will take you to the next question. Here, since my answer is correct, but I have written Pacific Ocean, but the answer is only Pacific. It will give you the instant feedback to the students, whether your answer is right or wrong. If it is wrong, what is the right answer? So what is the world's longest river? Nile. I know this is wrong. It's the Amazon River. I just want to show you. I have given the wrong answer, and here the correct answer will be shown. And this is the outline of which country? Let us make Italy. Is correct. Iceland is the world's biggest island. Greenland is the world's largest island. The diameter of Earth is 8,000 miles. True? It's true. So what is my score as a student? 3 out of 5. 60% I have got. So now, how can, as a teacher, So here we can see as a teacher how many number of students have enrolled and what is the answer for the first question, how many students have given correct answer for the first question or second or third. So as a teacher, as a facilitator, what is our work now to do is to find out what is the question, what is the world's longest river, and for this question 2 students have given wrong answer. It means students have not understood this topic. At the end of this quiz, I should explain more on this topic to the students to make sure that they have understood this topic at the end of the class before teacher leave the class. And if you see the second and third question, it's correct for all the students. So I'm sure that all my students have understood this topic. And coming to the fourth question, 1 student got the wrong answer, and fifth question, 1 student got the wrong answer. So depends upon the percentage of the questions and the time permits, you can explain the questions or the topics which are required. And also here, this score, if you want in the progress wise, and also we can, as a teacher, we can know that how many students are answering and what is their current status. For example, if I ask my students to start the quiz at 3 o'clock, and when I see at 3:20, what is the status of my students? So if the student complete the quiz, it shows 100%. If still is doing, it will show 60% or 70%. And score in the percentage, Mr. KK and AP achieved 60%. And the score, it means how many questions are correct. So 3 out of 5. Assess the student knowledge and we can explain them more clear which are required topics. And once as a teacher, if I feel the quiz is finished, all the students have answered the questions, then click on finish. You can download the Excel sheet. So if you want to export, if you want to get individual student performance, or if you want complete result summary, you can download whatever is required for you. So this is how to assign quiz to the students and how to know their marks. Now we'll see how this quiz is created. So click on the quizzes. When you click on the quizzes, you can see what are the quizzes you have prepared earlier. If it's the first time or if you want to create a new quiz, click on add quiz, create new. You can see here 3 types of questions you can prepare: multiple choice, true or false, short answer. Align quiz to the standard, and this is just basic questions. Just you give the details. You can give any details accordingly. I'm just giving the random. So now let me go on to the first question. So this is how to prepare the first question. So whatever the options you want, you can give here, and you can show the correct answer. And if you want to provide an image, you can click here to include the image. Let me move on to the second question. Add question, true or false. So the first question is completed, and now with the second question. So again, I don't want to repeat the same question, but anyway, I hope you understood. This is how to prepare the questions. And once you prepare the questions, save and exit. So let me delete this question. So save and exit. So quiz is saved. So top, and you can see the date. If you want to share this quiz, if you want to ask this quiz to your students, click on the launch, click on the quizzes, the latest quiz, and back. It means when student give the right answer or the wrong answer, if it is a wrong, what is the correct answer? If it is the open navigation, this is different, and this teacher page, this is different. I'll show you. The some time to get the second question to the students. After the completion of the first question, students need more information on that specific topic. Then the teacher, after the first question, and then he will click on the second question to the students. So this is how teacher page will works. Basic steps to follow as a way forward.
Can you show us how can we import it? Questions.
Okay, sure.
For some reason who are not able to join today, please kindly share that link with your friends and with your colleagues. We will anyways be emailing them also for all the registered participants, but still so that the forms can be filled in. And once the forms are received by the organizers, the certificates will be issued in a couple of working days. So maximum maybe by Monday or Tuesday, you should be getting your participation with Sri Venkateshwara University. I request Dr. Rajab to share his closing remarks with us.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sweta. Thank you so much. And thank you all participants. All of you have well done through the 2-day trainings. And it's my great pleasure that you had the fruitful session. And these trainings have performed a valuable function in that